4-year-olds are my favorite. They're sweet, they're intuitive, and they still have a fresh innocence that just makes me want to drink it by the buckets full. Well, one day I was teaching a Sunday school group to a bunch of these munchkins, and they gathered around my feet ready to hear a good story. We were learning about Jesus and his disciples caught in the thunderstorm on the Sea of Galilee that's recorded in Mark 4. Well, I tried to make the situation seem as dire as possible with all the dramatization that I could muster. I explained that Jesus and his friends were in a tiny boat in a big sea, and the night sky was as black as ink except when the lightning lit the darkness, and the thunder was so loud that it shook in their chest, and the waves were filling up the tiny boat and splashing over the sides, and they got all wet. Pretty soon the water started filling up the boat, and they thought they were going to sink. Well, thinking it had set the stage for this impending doom, I asked the class, now, if you were in a little boat in a big stormy sea with lightning flashing and thunder booming, would you be afraid? And then one little girl, she just shrugged her shoulders and nonchalantly said, well, not if Jesus was in the boat with me. And I was stunned. She had no idea why. But you see, it was trust, pure and simple. See, when the storm hit, Jesus was asleep in the boat, and his disciples shook him awake, yelling, Teacher, don't you care if we drown? And Jesus simply stood up, wiped the sleep from his eyes, rebuked the wind and waves, and said, Quiet, be still. And the wind died down, and it was completely calm. Then he says to his disciples, Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith? They were terrified and asked each other, Who is this, that even the wind and the waves obey him? See, the disciples, well, they didn't know who Jesus was, but apparently the little girl did. All through life, we will have storms that rage around us, waves of disappointment, flashes of unexpected circumstances, rumbles of thunder in the aftermath. Now, would you be afraid? And I hear that little girl's voice in my head, not if Jesus was in the boat with me. I don't need to be afraid. I don't need to be discouraged, because God says, I will strengthen you. I will help you. He will uphold you with his right hand.